I have seen several films that involve werewolves. Films such as An American Werewolf in London, let's see, and The Wolfman, and well, though I have yet to review it, I've seen Ginger Snaps as well. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about another kind of howling good flick. Can you believe it's been 45 years since this film came out? You better believe it. So strap yourselves in as I review The Howling. Pickens Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 1981 horror flick, The Howling. Released by Avco Embassy Pictures, directed by Joe Dante, with screenplay by John Sayles and Terrence H. Winkless, based on the book of the same name by Gary Brandner, excuse me. Starring Dee Wallace along with Patrick Macnee, Dennis Dugan, Christopher Stone, Belinda Balaski, Kevin McCarthy, John Carradine, Slim Pickens, and Elisabeth Brooks. The film follows a news anchor who, following a traumatic encounter with a serial killer, visits a resort secretly inhabited by werewolves. Now, although the film was originally released on March 13th of 1981, but I'm sure this probably got expanded later on, but I could be wrong though. So I apologize that I'm late. I thought this anniversary was, well, we all make mistakes. So anyway, this film was definitely a big hit. I've only seen this twice, but I will say it was pretty good. Here's the story. Karen White is a Los Angeles television news anchor who is being stalked by serial killer Eddie Quist. In cooperation with the police, she takes part in a scheme to capture Eddie by agreeing to meet him in a sleazy porn theater. Eddie forces Karen to watch a video of a young woman being gang raped, and when Karen turns around to see Eddie, she screams. The police enter and shoot Eddie, and although Karen is safe, she suffers amnesia. Her therapist, Doc George Wagner, recommends sending her and her husband Bill Neal to the Colony, a secluded resort in the countryside where he sends patients for treatment. The colony is filled with strange characters, and one, a sultry nymphomaniac named Marcia Quist, tries to seduce Bill. When he resists her unsubtle sexual overtures, he is attacked and scratched on the arm by a werewolf while returning to his cabin. After Bill's attack, Karen summons her friend Terry Fisher to the colony, and Terry connects to the resort to A through a sketch he left behind. Having previously discovered that his body disappeared from the morgue, Karen begins to suspect that Bill is hiding a secret far more threatening than marital infidelity. Later that night, Bill meets Marcia at a campfire in the woods. While having an sex in the moonlight, they undergo a frightening transformation to werewolves. While investigating the following day, Terry is attacked by a werewolf in a cabin. Though she escapes after severing the monster's hand with an axe, she runs to Doc's office and calls her boyfriend, Chris Halloran, who has been alerted about the colony's true nature. While on the phone with Chris, Terry looks for excuse me, I'm getting tongue tied, for files on Aquist. When she finally finds the file in the filing cabinet, she is attacked by Eddie in werewolf form and is killed when she is bitten on the jugular vein. Chris hears this on the other end and sets off for the colony armed with silver bullets. Karen is confronted by the resurrected Eddie Quist once again, and Eddie transforms himself into a werewolf in front of her. In response, Karen splashes Eddie in the face with corrosive acid and flees. Later, as Chris arrives at the colony, he is confronted by the disfigured Eddie, who was fatally shot by Chris with a silver bullet when he attempts to transform. However, it turns out all the people in the colony are werewolves and can shape shift at will without the need of a full moon to do so. Alright, now I'm going to the ending. You must stop this video at once. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Karen and Chris survive their attacks and burn the colony to the ground. As they drive away, however, one werewolf breaks into their car and bites Karen before being shot by Chris, turning back into Bill as he dies. Karen resolves to warn the entire world about the existence of werewolves and begins a special worldwide broadcast announcement to the people around the world. Then, to prove her story, she transforms into a werewolf. She is shot at by Chris in front of a live viewing audience. Although the people watching the transformation from their television sets around the world are amused, believing it just to be a stunt, well, well, I got words to make it to be just a stunt done with special effects. Marcia, who escaped the colony herself completely unscathed, sits at a bar with a man who, while watching the special broadcast announcement, orders a pepper steak for himself and a rare hamburger for Marcia after Karen's display cuts into a commercial break. End of story. So, what did I think of The Howling? Well, again, as I've said already, I've only seen it twice, but I've got to say this is a pretty good horror film and a good werewolf film too, nonetheless. I have to say, it was really good. It became a moderate success, going on to make 17 million at the box office on its 1.7 million dollar budget, and got good reviews with praise for its makeup effects done by Rob Bottin. The film later went on to win the 1980 Saturn Award for Best Horror Film and was one of three high-profile werewolf-themed horror flicks released in 1981, along with An American Werewolf in London and Wolfen, which I've unfortunately have yet to see that. I'm pretty sure it's a good film. Now, of course, I've seen An American Werewolf in London, though, and I will say it was absolutely very, very good. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film sits at 76%, where they say the film packs enough laughs into its lycanthropic carnage to distinguish it from other werewolf entries with impressive creature effects and playing a bite. Definitely. Metacritic has a score of 68. In 1981, Roger Ebert gave this 2 out of 4 star review and described the film as the silliest film seen in some time. But however, he also said the special effects were good and the film was perhaps worth your money if you get 2 for 1. Gene Siskel liked the film and gave it 3.5 stars out of 4. In his movie guide, Leonard Maltin wrote that the film is a hip, well made horror film and noted the humorous reference to classic werewolf cinema. Variety praised both the film's sense of humor and its traditional approach to horror. Kim Newman, in his book from 1988, Nightmare Movies, called the film a brisk chiller that effortlessly revives the prowling through misty forest genre, and called Picardo's transformation sequence the movie's most impressive werewolf monster. The film also got to be put at number 81 on Bravo's 100 Scariest Movie Moments. I had to admit, this is a very good film with some pretty cool effects and what have you. As much, but I do like the effects that they use for American Werewolf in London. But I've got to say, The Howling comes right up there as well. Definitely. Its financial success aided Joe Dante's career after he had done the original Piranha and prompted a major studio in Warner Bros. To hire him, along with Michael Fennell as director and producer, respectively, for a certain little creature feature that came out 3 years later in the form of Gremlins. The Howling went on to become a big franchise consisting of 7 sequels, which I've only seen one of those, and that was the second one. There is currently a remake in development with Andy Machie, set to direct. So, of course, this is the guy who directed the It films as well as The Flash, and of course, the developer and executive producer of It, Welcome to Derry. Anyway, yeah. So, anywho, it was really incredible. There was also a comic book series by Space Go Productions entitled The Howling: Revenge of the Werewolf Queen, which began publication in May of 2017, which acted as a direct sequel to the original film, ignoring all of the sequels. Incredible, huh? Yeah. It does have a pretty good score and what have you, done by Pino Donaggio, which that was pretty cool. But I've got to give credit for its cast. Dee Wallace played Karen White. And of course, this was before she even did E.T. a year after this, as well as Cujo and Critters. Patrick Macnee played Dr. George Wagner. He was good. Dennis Dugan, long before he even directed Problem Child and certain films where certain M. Sandler played Chris Halloran. I gotta admit, he was good. Christopher Stone played Bill, he was good. Belinda Balaski as Terry, good. Kevin McCarthy, who had actually appeared in Piranha, and of course, he later went on to appear in the cult classic UHF with Weird Al Yankovic, played Fred Francis, he was good. John Carradine as Earl Kenton, good. Slim Pickens as Sam Newfield, good. See, we have Elisabeth Brooks as Marsha Quist, good, and Robert Picardo as A Quist. Yeah, really good. We also have Noble Willingham, who later went on to who has appeared in numerous films and also starred on Walker Texas Ranger with the late great Chuck Norris, and of course Dick Miller, certainly no stranger, worked with Joe Dante and appearing in horror flicks, and even Meshach Taylor being another film, one of his early, well, his pre-designing women days, aside from Damien Omen 2. So anyway, the cast is pretty good. So with everything said, I think The Howling is definitely a very good flick. It's got some pretty bloody moments in there too, and bloody kills. So if you like films like Wolfen or American Werewolf in London, I'd say go for it. Check out The Howling. I'd say hell yeah, go for it with this film. What did you think of The Howling? Tell me what you thought about in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. And join me next time when I bring to you my 300th Saturday morning TV log on Two Stupid Dogs. Now, possibly, if this does well, maybe mind you, I might review the sequels later on. But if not, I might still maybe do the next one for Spooktacular October. Stay tuned, details to follow. So if you like this, check out my reviews for these other werewolf flicks that I've done. In the upper left-hand corner, check out my review of An American Werewolf in London. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review of the original black and white classic itself, The Wolfman. Or if you'd like, check out my review of a film Joe Dante did even before this film in Piranha from 1978 in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.